Okay, this is a very weird idea, and it's one that I didn't think I'd ever be talking about, but I guess we're here, you know? This isn't really something that is said by any NHL insiders or analysts. It's just kind of an idea that I've seen popping up so much that I felt kind of compelled to talk about it here on the channel as a guy who covers the Buffalo Sabres once in a while. So let's head over to one of the latest rumors that we had seen popping around on social media regarding a guy on the Florida Panthers. Take a look at this article published on Daily Faceoff by Frank Seravalli back earlier at the start of January. 2023 Trade Deadline Countdown. Eastern Conference Objectives. I get it, this is from a month ago, but it does kind of introduce the topic pretty nicely here. If you go over to the Florida Panthers, you can see that Seravalli writes about how their top objective is setting the table for the summer. The scoop is that the Cats are scratching and clawing for relevance again. The Panthers are on track to be the first President's Trophy winners to miss the playoffs the following season since the Bruins in 2015. They looked like an unstoppable machine moving along last year, a 122-point pace team that was then unceremoniously swept by their in-state rivals. They changed coaches, and Bill Zito orchestrated the biggest blockbuster deal in 2 decades. But the Panthers have taken a step backwards, some of which Zito expected. The bottom line is the Panthers sit in 13th place in the East, near some rebuilding teams, and they don't have a first-round pick until 2026. They have $14.5 million tied up in goaltending, and yes, the Panthers have nearly $12 million coming off the books in dead cap money and Patrick Hornquist's expiring deal. Perhaps the priority is setting the table for the summer, where they hope to rebound, maybe by offloading a talented forward like Sam Reinhart or Sam Bennett for futures to then add a top defenseman. That is a mouthful, but the big meat and potatoes part of this paragraph comes in the form of Seravalli suggesting that the Panthers could get rid of a guy like Sam Reinhart and or Sam Bennett. Now, for Reinhart in particular, there was a graphic going around on social media. I believe this was published by NHL Puck Report on Instagram, highlighting another rumor by Seravalli saying how a trade is necessary for the Panthers to make room for Duclair and Hornquist. Keep an eye on Reinhart and Bennett. Now, because this has been a growing sentiment the past few weeks that Sam Reinhart could be on his way out of Buffalo, the thing that I wanted to talk about more and more, that I've been seeing pop up everywhere on Twitter, on Reddit, elsewhere as well, is the idea of Sam Reinhart getting traded not just anywhere, but potentially back to Buffalo. This was a tweet that sort of went viral from Jeff saying, "Bring Reinhart home. Hashtag Let's Go Buffalo." Attached is the image that we had just seen. This tweet got 304 likes, 20,000 views, and a whole bunch of Sabres fans in the reply, some of them saying, "Yeah, I would like to see this guy back. No, don't do it. I don't think they should do it. I wouldn't want to see this. I would love nothing more." And then you had yourselves this same image posted on the Sabres subreddit yesterday saying, "It's time." Now, before diving into Reinhart and the profile, I wanted to see some more comments made on the Sabres subreddit, because the first one here with 96 upvotes says Reinhart did nothing wrong. You then have more comments saying that I would welcome him back with open arms. This is a really interesting point, replying to the first comment. I absolutely respect that Sam Reinhart did not want to be a part of another rebuild, but I would not hesitate to bring him back with this current group. He fits the age group since he's only 27, he'd immediately fit into our top 6, and just bump more talent down the lineup and make our 3rd and 4th lines as good as some teams' 2nd lines. There is another comment saying this: whose spot would he take, though? That's not already filled by a quality or soon-to-be quality player. He also wanted out instead of trying to fix things. We should leave the players from the past in the past. It's bad juju, and it would bring back some weird energy. It's not fair for the guys who hung in there and stepped up to create this wonderful environment we have now. We also know how he played when things got rough. What makes you think it would be different this time? We still have a lot to learn and will sure continue to struggle for a while. The guy showed he couldn't deal with that back then. We shouldn't fall into the shiny new toy trap, only because the playoff spot is so close. We already got the raw talent to get there from within. The guys just need to develop more. Another perspective says, no, I don't want any players from that abysmal losing area on our team today. Keep them as far away, lest they infect our studs with the losing bug. When he showed up, he asked the players individually who wanted to be here. If Reinhart said no, leading to the Florida trade, then I doubt he'll pick up the phone. If Reinhart genuinely wanted to stay, maybe he'll entertain a call. He's certainly taking into account what's best for the room. And this is where things get even more interesting. All Ryan O'Reilly jokes aside, Tim Horton's ghost goes out there and replies this. If you watch the Blue and Gold series from when he was traded, Sam Reinhart actually called GM Kevyn Adams after and told him he really liked what he and Granato were doing with the team and the direction they were headed, and Kevyn Adams seemed surprised at the call. It's pure speculation, but I don't think Reinhart told them he wanted to be traded, or alternatively, he was definitely leaving the door open for a return. It was my understanding that Sammy wanted term, and Buffalo wouldn't give it. We bridge-dealt him out of the Sabres. Now, Sam Reinhart, right now, as we had said, 27 years old, signed till the end of 2024, making $6.5 million a year. He's kind of regressed this season from last year. He's on pace for 62 points in 82 games played last season. He had 82 points, period, in 78 games. He was always a very productive Sabre. Some years, of course, he was a little bit more productive than others, but at the end of the day, Reinhart was a guy that, after making his debut with the team back in 2014-15, just really never looked back. He was at least there as one of the top guys for points. He was always getting 20 goals every single season pretty much. And even though there were some cold stints in there were stints where a lot of guys on the team, like Eichel, like O'Reilly, like Reinhart, of course, would struggle to keep it together consistently. It was all a big mess in the room and in terms of the team structure. That the fact that it's so different now, after just a few seasons of Granato and Adams, it's a very wonderful thing seeing the Buffalo Sabres blossom into the team that they have. And I've talked about this in several videos in the past, but it's a completely different culture here. And so, my question to you, Buffalo fans, is if you are watching this video, you happen to stumble upon it and you've gotten this far, do you want to see Kevyn Adams trying to go out there and make a trade for Sam Reinhart? Would you welcome a player from the past terrible Buffalo Sabres stinky bad regime and bring that part of the past back on this current team? I mean, he fits timeline-wise, same age as Alex Tuch after all, but is it really bad karma, bad luck to go out there and try to intertwine different eras of the Sabres? And I'm going to say different eras. I know it was just a few years ago that Reinhart was here and all of the Pegula crap was happening with Eichel and the losing, not to mention the losing, but like, it has been night and day just seeing the Buffalo Sabres, and they're so close to the playoffs that, I mean, look, it's probably not the best, of course, to go out there and make a trade like this for a guy who is expiring next season. You're going to have to go through the entire contract negotiation process once more, and the Sabres are not a bona fide playoff team yet, but if you wanted to go out there and say that they can make it off the talent they have alone, then I mean, a guy like Sam Reinhart goes out there and pretty much locks in those bets. So, is this something you are interested in doing? And if so, let me know in the comments why. This is also why I said that this is not really some analytical, NHL insider going out there and saying, oh, the Sabres want Reinhart again. No, it's just all the fans. Like, I'm only seeing this pop up on social media, but I'm seeing it pop up in such a high amount that I'm like, wow, this really is something that many Sabres fans are talking about. Y'all really want Sam Reinhart back now, don't you? And if that's the case, what is it that you want to send over to Florida in exchange for the former second overall pick? Is it Devin Levi and Jiricek? Do you go out there and talk about some other prospects? Do you send somebody else the other way? Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Juraj, and bye.